All right, what's Gucci, y'all? It's your boy 360 Sosa. Sosa done did that, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit videos for free. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a program that's called Davinci Resolve. You can see it right here. Go onto your internet browser. I'm using Google Chrome, and look up Davinci Resolve 19, and it's going to be the first link that you see by Blackmagic Design. So then you're going to scroll down, and then you want to get the free download now DaVinci Resolve, not DaVinci Resolve Studio. That's $300. So then you're going to pick what operating system you have for DaVinci Resolve 19. Again, not the Studio. I have Windows, so I'm going to get Windows 86-bit. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to re-put in my info, but you register your account with DaVinci. And again, it's all free. There's no paywalls or nothing like that. So you just put in your name, your email, your phone, all that. Some people find it weird, some don't. That's up for you to decide. I think it's a great program, so put in your info. You don't even have to put anything in that's necessarily your credentials. Just fill it out. But things for like maybe your email or something like that, I would put, so that way you can still get into it. But yeah, so once you've registered and download, and then that's all you have to do for the installation on that, and that's it. It's a free and great program. So once you have DaVinci downloaded, run it. Again, mine's already downloaded, so I apologize. Usually I would show the entire process, but I really don't want to delete it to restart it. Alright, so you're going to open DaVinci Resolve. And then here are the projects. So these are all projects I've already started, but when you start, what you want to do is go to New Project, and then title it whatever you want. And every time you're making a new video, this is what you'll do. So create new project, and then it will open this windows for you, and this is the DaVinci program. So right here is the media editing tab. So here you see cut, media, edit, fusion, color, fairlight, and then deliver. This tab, the second one, is the main one that you'll be using almost the entire time, at least in my experience. It's the edit tab and then the deliver tab. Sometimes you might have to go into the color tab to fix it, but even then I haven't had to do that, especially with the fix that I'm going to show you. So what you want to do is first you're going to go to File, and then you want to go to Project Settings. So right here is your master settings, and as you can see, it shows your timeline resolution, your frame rate, all those different things, video monitoring. And so you want to apply what your settings are. It depends on what you're doing. If you're making a regular YouTube video, for me personally, I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max. So the highest resolution is what I can use, which is 3840 by 2160 Ultra HD in DaVinci Resolve. And then timeline frame rate 60, playback frame rate 60, video resolution the same as timeline, format 60 frames. And then so far all the rest has been kept the same, except for proxy media format. Either H.264 or H.265 is what I would recommend. So you can change where your working folders are, and that's where you can put your gallery, your clips, and stuff like that. I don't necessarily use it just because you have a media pool, and in every different project your media pool might change anyway, so I just drag them in and keep them on my desktop, because for me that keeps it easier and more organized. So that all stays the same for that, and you want to save that. Go back, project settings. You can just hit Shift 9 to do that, but I just wanted to show you where to go for it, so that way you wouldn't just see me use a command and say go there. I can't stand that when people do that in tutorials. Okay, so now color management. This is if you are shooting for iPhone HDR, that's usually what your iPhone is going to record in, at least from what I understand. Then this is where you're going to have to change your settings for the video to fit, because when you upload your video that's an HDR iPhone video into Davinci Resolve, it's going to convert it to SDR, and then it's going to overexpose it and make it look super bright. So what you're going to do is, actually I'm going to put a clip in so you can actually see the change, otherwise it's not going to look the best or make the most sense. So what you're going to do is go to your folders, and then wherever you have your clips at, you know, I have different ones. So let's just go to Xbox game captures, I guess. And then we'll just drag a clip in. Change project frame rate. The selected clips have a different frame rate to the project. Would you like to change your timeline frame rate to match that? It depends on what you want to do. If you drag a clip in and you already had done the settings like I had shown you to 60, then for example, I recorded a video in 60 frames. So hitting don't change would just keep it where it was at. But if I hadn't done the project settings before and I brought that video in, then I would want to hit change, so that way it would take it from 24 frames, 1920 by 1080, into 3840 by 2160 and 60 frames. So it just depends. If you did the project settings first, then don't change it. But then if you hadn't done the project settings, then change it, at least in my opinion. So you drag the clip in to your master right here, and then you just drag the clip down to your timeline. Either one works, it doesn't matter. This is kind of the overview timeline, and then this is the breakdown, at least, you know, how I see it. So you can change the different sizes of everything and stuff. This is how I keep it, just because this is where you're going to be actually visualizing your clip, and it's easier to see this if it's bigger compared to this, which is just the length of the timeline and scanning throughout. So I have this part a little bigger to just see each frame, and then I have this screen the biggest, so that way, again, you can just see what your work is. But yeah, so you drag your clip down, and then you can hit spacebar or play right here, and then it just shows you your clip. Alright, again, now me using my brain, I just drag and dropped an iPhone HDR, so 4K 60 FPS video, and then I'm going to drag it onto my timeline, and it's going to be super bright. Let's see how the video looks. Normally, okay, there we go. Now I'm not being dumb. So as you can see, the video on the right is way brighter, way more exposed. The video on the left is a little more bluish, more grayish. But this is the actual recording. This is being brought into Davinci because it's converting it. So what you have to do is Shift 9, Davinci YRGB, change it to Davinci YRGB Color Manage, color processing mode from SDR to HDR, keep SDR Rec 709, and then here's where the big change is. Output lookup table, no LUT selected. You're going to go to the Filmic D-Log V3 plus Vibrant, select, save, and that's all you have to do for iPhone HDR footage to go back to as close to normal as I can personally get right now. So now how to actually edit the video itself. You want to go to Davinci Resolve up here, keyboard customization, and then over here you want to search for ripple delete. And then I changed the command to 4, and then split clip. Click on it and then change it to 1. And then once you've done that, then you hit save and then close. So that way, when you play it, so spacebar, then hit 1, it splits the clip, and then you play it again, hit 1, split the clip, and then if you want to delete anything, you just click on it and then hit 4. So that way it brings the clips together, and then it just made a cut. And then if you want to go back, what I like about Davinci Resolve is it doesn't have one step back undo. So you can hit Control Z to go back, and you can keep doing it for as long as it has commands. And I like that because for some of the applications you can only go back once and it's not helpful. So let me drag this back in again. And another thing that you can check for is right here, you see it's a timeline. So you can create new timelines, duplicate them, and you can change different settings and stuff like that in between them. But right here you can go to timeline settings, and then you can either use project settings or you can make the timeline settings the master settings. But for now, I think it's just the easiest to use the project settings. So you only need to change one setting for it to apply to everything. Otherwise, when you try and do this, hit OK, and then hit Shift 9, any modification done here will not be impacted because it's overridden by the timeline settings. So then you would have to go back and then right click timeline settings and then do it that way, which to me is harder. So I just use project settings, so that way I can just hit Shift 9 and then edit it that way, and it's the same thing. So yeah, so that's all you really need to do. That's all I do is that. You upload the clip, you drag it into the timeline. If you want to delete the clip, click on it, then press 4. If you want to delete the whole timeline and reset it, you click on that, hit 4, delete, and it won't delete the clip but the timeline itself. And just make sure that you have selected what you actually want to delete when you hit 4. If you don't select anything, it won't delete, and if you select too much, it will delete what you want. But again, the good thing is you can hit Control Z and then bring it back. But yeah, so this is all what you have to do right here. Once you have the keybind set to 1 and 4, for me that makes it simple, then all you have to do is drag your clip down and then play it by hitting spacebar, the play button, make your cuts, delete different parts of it like that, Control S to save in between them so you don't lose your progress. If you want to, let's see, so we have different clips here, then you click on it and you can right click, you can change the speed of it, so that way if you want it, 500, so 5 times fast, and then have it sped up, then you can do that. And then if you don't, then you hit Control Z and change it back. If you want to, you can mute the part of the clip, so that way you can add music or do whatever, so like this. So there's a lot that you can do with Davinci. I think it's a very great program, especially for free. On the bottom part of the timeline, you can hit here to scroll in between, or on the top part you can just click in between, or you can do a fast scroll. So for fine tuning, I use the bottom part so that way I can really get the part of the clip I need. But if I'm trying to skip in between, then I just use the top and click wherever, so that way I can transition really easily and not have to scroll for days to get to the part where I want to while editing. So once you've done that and you've edited the clip, let's see, you can do transitions if you want to. I'm going to clip this part so that way I can just do a beginning transition. So drag and drop, and you can see it applied on top, and right there is the whole filter, so you can change the duration of it and everything, do everything you need to. So now that it's done that, we start from the beginning, and then it's going to open the video like that. And if you don't like it, hit Control Z until it's removed. But you have to make sure that it's actually visualizing so you can see the actual triangles on there, otherwise it's not going to apply. So once it's applied, right now the clip is selected, you can see the red. So if I were to hit 4, it would delete the clip but not the transition. So I have to make sure if I want the transition, I click that and then hit 4. Otherwise, if I click the clip and then hit 4, it will delete that instead. So let's try it with that. See, it just deletes it with the transition. But if I just want the transition, then I click the triangle part of it and then hit 4. So click media pool, that's your media. You have all these different, there's so much. I mean, there's everything that you can do in this. I just use it very basically. And like I said, what I do is I just drag the clip, do the corrections in the beginning that I showed you. If there's multiple clips, you add them, put them in order, whatever, make your cuts, save them, and then once you're done with that and you have saved whatever, you're finished, you want to export it. And now what you want to go to is this little rocket, which is the deliver part. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different settings that you can have. H.264 master, hyperdeck, H.265 master, ProRes, YouTube, Vimeo, TikTok, presentations, Dropbox, Final Cut, Premiere, audio only, Pro Tools. So it has different presets, which is so helpful, especially because for me, what I'm doing right now is mainly YouTube. So what I do is I just go to YouTube, click the drop down, and then 2160p, which is the highest resolution. It'll do 3840 by 2160. But if I'm going to be doing shorts, then I do 1080p, which will fix it to 1920 by 1080, and then you click use vertical resolution. So if this were a short, it would use the vertical, and then it doesn't show it right here, but it would of course bar the sides of the video, so that way you would just get the vertical part of it. But we're not doing vertical, and because we're not doing a short, and we're not doing 1080 because it's higher resolution, so YouTube 2160p. And the reason why you want to do YouTube if you're doing a YouTube video and not a custom export or whatever else is because it will automatically make your audio levels set to YouTube standards, so that way it's a good audio for the entire, I think they have some type of standard that they have or something, I don't really know, but to begin with, it just makes your levels so that way it matches YouTube very well. So that's what I do, so that way I don't have to worry about if my levels are peaking too much and, you know, going in the red because it's too loud or, you know, anything of that sort. Again, I just go to the YouTube drop down menu, 2160p, and then the format. You can do QuickTime, it doesn't really matter. QuickTime is what a lot of people use, but I don't necessarily care right now because so far I haven't seen any difference. Video codec, I use H.264 right now, and then everything else you keep the same. It will already have YouTube's audio preset, so you don't have to change anything. You can do upload directly to YouTube. I haven't tried that yet, so I'm not going to suggest that because I haven't done that. But so now you want to change your file name to whatever it's going to be when it's exported into an MP4 or a QuickTime. So that's going to be the file name. I'm not actually finished with this video, so I'm just making a title. And then for location, you can pick wherever. I usually pick my desktop just because it's simple to go to there and then open YouTube and then just drag and drop from there. But I also just have a YouTube folder in general for Davinci Resolve, which is finished YouTube videos ready for upload. As you can see, these are all the videos that I've uploaded so far to YouTube, so that'll show you. But yeah, so finished YouTube videos ready for upload. That's my folder that I choose to make it simple and to organize everything. And then you're just going to hit save. And then as you can see, what you need to do now is add to render queue. So if you have multiple projects that you've done or timelines, then you can add them to the queue and then bust out multiple rendering. I just need to do that one add to render queue, or you can also change the settings. So if I'm doing 1080 vertical resolution, add that to the render queue. And then it has the same name, so you'll of course have to change the title, otherwise it'll have the same title, but you can do multiple different types at one time, so that's good if you're trying to do long format and short format with the same video, because then you can just upload them, edit it. You can just upload them, edit them, and then render them all at the same time rather than having to do it one by one, which is a very, very time-saving and helpful setting. So I'm just going to do the first one because that was, of course, the settings that I'd used. It's not using these because it's already sent into the rendering for the project of the first setting. So now what you want to do is if you're done, hit render all. And so now what it's going to do is it's just going to render your video, and it's going to go show you through the different parts. You know, you have three different clips, three different parts. So now it's just going to go through and then render the whole thing. Shows you the percentage, and then also if you go to your desktop or whatever you're doing anything else, in the bottom on Windows at least, it shows a timeline bar, like a percentage bar, so you can watch the progress while you're doing everything else. You don't have to keep it open in Davinci to know when it's finished. But yeah, so once that is finished, then again your video is rendered. That's the finished product, and then all you have to do is upload it to whatever site that you're going to be using, which for me is YouTube primarily right now. But yeah, for rendering so far, I've had no major issue. The only issue that I have had in this whole process with Davinci is, again, just having it be washed out iPhone footage, which was very easily fixed when I actually found the fix. But other than that, there's no like bugs or issues per se. It's just the format itself does that. It's not necessarily an issue or a bug, you know. So Davinci Resolve has been incredible so far. It's free. I recommend it to absolutely everyone because, like I said, it's free, it's great, it does everything that you need and way more. As you can see, I only used like 10 different things throughout the entire application or program, and there's so much more that you can do. So Davinci Resolve can do more than you will need for anything, which is great because no matter what project you have, there will be more, not only just enough for what you need to do, but way more settings than you will need. So you'll always be good. But yeah, that is how you edit for free in DaVinci Resolve. Download it, how you change your keybinds, how to render the videos themselves. That's pretty much all you need to do. Like I said, what I showed you is what I do every time to edit my videos. And it's just pretty much just cut, trim, adjust audio sometimes if I need to mute it and add a time lapse, adjust the speed, and then change the LUT pack. That's pretty much the only settings I use, and then render it. In the time that I've talked with you, the rendering is already complete, so now it is in my folder. Finished YouTube videos ready to upload, and it is how to use Rejuvenator wipes on Black Toe 14 Jordans. So now we open the video. Let's mute it real quick. This is the finished product, so you can see it looks almost exactly like the original footage, which I'll find for you again. Very, very little difference if you can at all. That was the original, and this is the edited version through Davinci. But yeah, that is how you edit videos for free. That will be the video for you guys today. I'm going to get to editing this so I can upload it, and that'll be all for you guys. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys appreciate it. If you can, like, share, comment, subscribe. It would really help me out right now. I'm trying to get to monetization, of course, as fast as I can. Of course, because that will also help me to do more of the videos that I actually care to do, and kind of the bigger videos like the Jordans and the Xboxes and, you know, that type of stuff, the camera videos. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.